Holy shit.
We got him.
You were listening, Curtis. You were listening the whole time.
You accused
Got
us of not listening to
Got
you.
him.
The spooks start as soon as the show starts, folks.
All right, that worked. Nice job.
Thank you.
Hilarious. I never know what to do. Hello, everybody. Welcome to tonight's presentation of The Long Strange Trip. My name is Curtis, and I'm joined by these crazy characters who never fail to surprise me. Duke, Austin, Jaylee, Krista, Chris, Erica. I have them all tonight. They're all here. We're playing KULT Divinity Lost, a horror game that deals with some pretty heavy horror subjects. So here's your warning. We do use player safety mechanics and advise you to do the same. So if things get uncomfortable for you, which I will have you know is a goal of mine, take care of yourself, whatever that is. Turn your head, avert your eyes, take your headphones off. Ben and Jerry's, whatever works. Or apparently Erica watches porn? Is that what that means?
Who doesn't? Is it this way or this way?
Something like that. All right. I don't have a big long intro because I don't want to take up a bunch of time. We're already a little bit late, which is all right. It is the world of technical stuff, and it just happens. Last week, I only had 3 people. I had Liam, Clutch, and Henry, who had quite a little bit of an adventure themselves. But where we're starting is actually the other 3 who weren't here. And it starts with Ben. Yeah, it's you, Ben.
Why do I have to be Ben tonight? Let's go.
You have just stepped from the top of the Monarch Tower. Were you holding somebody's hand? Who's?
I was holding Clutch's hand. No. Yeah?
Liam's.
Liam's hand.
Wait, no. Yes. Yes.
Oh, no, it was
Yep.
on my end.
I got to be in the middle there.
Man.
I chopped my
had that
fingies
wrong.
off.
Oh, right. Dang it. Okay, I was holding Liam's hand.
I mean, I would have held your hand, but you didn't ask me.
For a moment, it's kind of cool. It's almost kind of like the drugs slow the fall down for a second. And it's just like half a second. You kind of get a kick out of it. In a different time, 20 years later, you might be a bungee jumper or take up parachuting or something like that and get that sort of same rush. You notice that Liam seems to be falling faster than you. It doesn't look like nothing's happening. You're headed straight towards the ground. Liam is going to hit the ground before you do. Panic starts to take over because you realize this isn't fun anymore, and whatever you thought was supposed to happen when you stepped off the ledge and all of your faith was put into what was going to happen does not seem to be that it's going to happen as you watch Liam about 10 feet before you smash into the ground. And you realize you weren't even holding his hand anymore. The skin of his hand is still in yours as you hit the ground and everything goes black.
Ugh.
The next thing that you see, or actually the next thing that the imaginary viewers see, is a fade in from black as we zoom out from a painting. And the painting is of a massive building, just sort of this metropolitan facade of some sort of building, although it's kind of extreme and strange. It looks way too big, way too many floors, way too many windows for the amount of space that it seems to be taking up. This painting, this canvas that you're working on, is about 10 by 10 square. It's the 2002 bin, in case anybody's wondering, as we zoom out. As you stare at this black void of an oval shape that has been painted into the side of this building. You're standing there looking at this building as you're painting, and you imagine yourself falling from the top of it and what that would be like. And for a moment, you don't know who you are or where you are. You see a paintbrush in your hand, and it isn't until you feel these fingers on your shoulders and you hear a whisper in your ear, "Benjamin, it is magnificent. It's time to finish it." And you realize that you are Benjamin the painter in 2002, pretty well off, fairly successful, at least in the California West Coast area, a little bit in New York as well. You don't know what you've painted. There is no top to this building. It is a zoomed in picture. That's why it seems disproportionate. But you've painted this black void in the middle of it. And you start to paint again. And she goes, "Yes, there it is." You put just a little more black in the void. Only you look at your paintbrush, you realize it's not black. It seems to be sort of a reddish black. You step back from your painting as the black void begins to swirl and grow until it encompasses almost the entire 10 by 10 frame. And a man steps from the darkness. He's a rather tall man, 6 feet, 6'2", perhaps. Old. Well, I need to be careful about how I throw that word around these days. He is probably 60. Old to Benjamin. Oh no, new Benjamin. Anyhow.
Old to 2002 Benjamin, or old
Ish.
to...
Yeah.
Okay.
He's about 20 years older than 2002 Benjamin.
Okay.
And he is dressed in a suit. He is sort of pale. He's wearing a fedora and some wire-rimmed round glasses as he steps through, and Tiffany practically pushes you out of the way as she goes to this man and just, "Oh, I'm so glad that you're here. We've been waiting and expecting you. This is so exciting." A chill comes over you, and I want you to roll Keep It Together.
Well, okay.
Nice.
Doing great.
It does affect you, though. Maybe not the man. I don't know. You get to choose one of those conditions. So choose a condition And then tell me how you feel, Benjamin, as to what's going on right now.
Hmm. I say that this definitely distracts me.
Distracted.
Yep.
Okay. That doesn't change your stability. It does give you a -2 to your rolls
Yeah.
if it becomes important. Do you say anything or do anything? Looking back at the painting, the black circle has disappeared.
But the man's still standing there.
Yeah, he's actually Tiffany and him are walking away. She's taken him to the living area of your
Oh.
studio complex.
Ben just like holds his head and like looks back at the painting and like looks for the void and then like looks back over his shoulder and like I assume 2002 Benjamin gets a lot of headaches from his previous days as a junkie. So he kind of just he chalks it up to maybe it was just like an ocular migraine. It was playing tricks on his head, but it never quite like it's there. It's bugging
No.
him.
Yeah, the reason you can't settle on it is because you need to roll to see through the illusion and find out exactly as you focus that on the painting, trying to see the void.
That one was not good.
No. You don't know what to make of it. You're about to walk away when the void reappears. Swirling black emptiness.
What happens if I touch it? Like-
You can put your hand into it.
All the way
It's-
through?
It's as if you could walk into it. It's a doorway, an opening of some sort.
I would like to stick my head into that void. Just to look around. Not my whole body, just my head.
Like up to the shoulders?
Yeah.
You feel a burst of pain in your head. It feels as though something has grabbed it, as if it were a baseball, and pulls you into the void.
Well.
Morgan,
Hello.
you have a similar experience coming off the roof. You were a little more apathetic about it, I think, stepping off. So it doesn't surprise you as you get closer and closer to the ground and you realize that there's no magical end to this.
Mm-hmm.
You're going to hit the bottom. And you do.
Squish.
You hear the jingling of silverware and plates and the commotion of the crowd. And you hear the voice of a man. Jerry, Are you with me, man? And you think that somebody's calling for your brother, but as the blackness around you fades and you're sitting in a booth across from what apparently looks to be another detective of some sort, looks like a cop, you don't know how you instinctively know that, but you do. You are dressed in the exact same fashion. You have taken off your jacket coat. It is lying next to you. And the guy in the booth says, "So, right, these people that you were talking about. I don't know how you traced them all the way out here, but they're actually not in LA. They're still in Manhattan. I don't know what's going on, why your information led you here. But yeah, this all of them, the Sasha, Joel, Harvey, Liam, Blythe, they're all back apparently in that lab.
They're in Manhattan.
It was a nightmare of information. I don't know how you sorted out whatever part of it was that you needed to get to me, but it took everything I could get to get that, and I had to step into some pretty dark, weird shit, Jerry. Like I don't even really want to talk to you about it because, well, one, you probably wouldn't believe it, and well,
try me.
At this point, it's not really important.
Well, thank you for what you did get. I appreciate it. Do you have an envelope with what you found?
Oh, I don't have any of this on paper. Listen, these people are held captive thanks to a combined effort of several important and powerful people. Right?
Did you get their names?
No. Names, dude, you had names. They led you to Los Angeles. And now the names that you gave me and the shit that I had to go through to get to this point is I'm sending you back to New York.
Well, thank you.
There's
I really appreciate it.
There's one person here in LA that might be able to get you more information.
Yeah, and what's his name?
Henry Green. He's a fucking lawyer. Shyster lawyer.
Any idea where he's gonna be?
For some reason, Jerry, you know the name Henry as if you've met him or encountered that. It's, you know, the familiarity.
Okay. Jerry kind of just sips on a coffee. I assume that was sitting in front of him, and plays that down. He doesn't want the guy to know that the name is familiar to him. Listen, I appreciate all the investigation that you did on my behalf. I think I can take it from here. I appreciate your help.
Yeah, well, no problem. You know, the money was nice, so thank you for that.
Of course.
Morgan, I want you to roll to keep it together too.
Okay.
You look like you're having a hard time figuring it out. Here's, just so you know where your head is at. As you come through, you are starting to get a recollection of your time at the Monarch. You also realize that you are aware of these names that Detective Fur, Len Fur, you know his name, as if you have talked to him before, has told you about. You're also familiar with Henry, and you are familiar with a whole lot of information. You suddenly feel as though you have been living two lives.
I
And-
rolled a 7, so I'm freaking the hell out.
You're going to lose 2 stability,
Mm-hmm.
and because you're a cop, I'll give you the opportunity to hold yourself together as you step away from this guy, since you were already leaving. But if you want to describe what happens now.
So Jerry just kind of stands up abruptly and nods to the gentleman who helped him out. Puts on his jacket, walks outside alleyway and dumpster.
Sorry, I didn't mean to do that.
Fine.
Nothing. I was talking to them because I hit a fucking button. Nothing.
Okay.
Keep going.
No worries. So Jerry walks to a dumpster in an alleyway and throws up by the dumpster. Just
Okay.
like head swirling, unable to like unravel exactly everything that's going on.
Hang on just a second. Sorry. Small interruption.
Your friend.
So you throw up in a dumpster. I like that. That's so Jerry.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to scene change. Let Jerry think about that information for a minute. Monet, you were holding on to Liam's hand, right? You have a likewise similar experience to Benjamin in watching Liam go before you. And when you try to hold on to him and keep that from happening, you literally pull the flesh from the bones of his arm. And that's the last thing you remember as you accept that the next thing is death. And it's a nightmare that you wake up from, sweaty, in your home in Los Angeles where you and Liam had built a life. It's nighttime, or at least it's dark. The bed is empty. The sheets and the comforters are all a wreck, as if you had been thrashing around. It's soaked in sweat. What do you do?
She awakes with a start and immediately, like, shuffles around the bed, moving her hands around, kind of fumbling in the darkness, trying to blink the sleep from her eyes and see. And when she's finally able to make out shapes, and she feels around for Liam and whispers his name and makes sure that it wasn't real, that she doesn't have skin in her hands, she'll take a little moment to kind of collect herself and take a few deep breaths and swing her legs over the side of the bed into her little, what's it called? Night slippers. And her first thought is to find him.
He's not in bed, but you smell a familiar smell. The smell, and now that you think about it, the sound, you can hear it as well, coming from the kitchen. The cooking of breakfast sausage and biscuits reminds you of when you were a kid. That's not something that you have around here. That's English sausage that you're smelling.
On her way out of the bedroom, she picks off a soft, sort of silky robe and tucks herself into it and kind of hugs herself and sniffs the air and turns out of the bedroom and down the hallway to go to the kitchen. Liam, love, are you there? And she'll turn around the corner to peek in.
When you turn the corner, the recollection of the smells hit you. And about a second before you see that it's not Liam. You remember this was your father's breakfast that he cooked. Sausage and biscuits. And there he stands in the kitchen cooking breakfast. Are you hungry? Go ahead and keep it together.
As soon as she, as soon as she catches sight of her father, if there's like a knife or a sharp object on a table, she's immediately gonna unfurl her arms from herself and pick it up and point it at him. But yes, I will roll that. Oh God, 8.
That's pretty bad.
Yeah, that's not good.
I'm going to take 2 stability. You are at full stability when you woke up, just as the others were last week. And there is a knife close by. Since Monet is a experienced Ronin, I'll let you go for the knife. But I'm going to take 2 away from your act under pressure roll because your mind is blown at this moment. Or if you want to have a breakdown and do something different, you can. What do you do?
She's gonna go for the knife, so I'll take that. I guess, like I said, as soon as the realization hits her, she came in with a smile, hoping to find Liam, and then it wasn't Liam, it was her father, and so that went away, and her face turned stone cold, and she lunges for the knife on the table. So, you said -2?
Yeah, but you get to add your coolness on the act. Well, it already does it on the roll 20, but yeah, a -2 penalty.
Eight. 2. No, actually, it would be. I think it would be a 6, but that's still really bad. Doesn't even matter. All a failure.
Nothing matters.
You get the knife. You turn around and he's staring at you. What are you going to do with that?
You shouldn't be here. And he's like stepping shoulders width apart, like in a stance, just ready and holding it out, but it's like a slight, very slight shake to her hand. What are you doing? How did you find me?
Believe it or not, you found you. But that's a long story. I see you're all twisted up in it. That's good.
Where is your husband?
I believe he's...
What did you do to him?
I didn't do anything to him. He's got his own problems.
It's a load of bullshit. You would... Where is he?
I would. He's trying to find you.
What do you want?
I want you to have breakfast with me.
Oh, just like old days, right?
I thought I would do something that was pleasing.
You've been sending your men after me, and you want me to sit and break bread with you at a table. You've been plaguing me for years. I won't go back. I won't.
No, you won't. You're right about that. Sausage?
I'm not hungry.
Huh. Well, neither am I then. A drink, perhaps?
She just shakes her head at him in disbelief and keeps the knife out and doesn't respond. She looks very untrusting.
Well, I have never actually seen your mother, so I didn't know a more pleasing shape to take. Do you want a biscuit? I believe you've got jam in the fridge.
What are...
I'm you. Crazy. You've been playing this game for so long.
Sort of lowers the knife a little bit and looks at him in confusion. I That's not possible.
Plunge the knife into me. Let's find out.
You really want to go there? And she takes a few steps forward and lifts it back up, and the confusion is replaced by like this slowly simmering anger. You really want to fucking test me right now?
And he looks at you deeply in the eyes as he moves this bite of sausage.
Get out of me house. And she takes another step or two closer. Get the fuck out of me house! She's gonna do it.
I know.
Yeah, he doesn't respond. I assume he just stands there like a coy bastard and eats his sausage, and she doesn't take too keen to a home intruder who is wearing the face of her father. And yeah, she's gonna lunge forward with the knife and go to make it quick. She knows right where to get him in the jugular. What should I roll for that?
You don't have to roll anything. Your 2 crappy rolls are all I need.
Oh, God.
As you stab him, he opens into a black hole, and you fall in. And you fear for a second that, well, you're reminded of the fall from the tower, and those memories come back to you, and a bunch of other ones that you don't understand. And now that I've recapped everything, we're going to scene change since I've pulled you guys into the same mess that I pulled these guys into last week. Well, you don't realize you're in the same mess. But at the end of the last session, they were all, what the fuck happened? Let's start with Henry. You, if I have my notes correct, were on your way, wasn't the final decision to go to the collective? The local office of the Stillwater Collective.
Yes, green lights the whole way.
Green lights the whole way. You've got the girls in the car with you, unless you have another of the twins, I guess I should call them.
Yes.
And it is a rather nice, kind of a modern looking office building. Nothing too big, but in a fairly decent part of town. Something a Oh, that certain kind of lawyer who puts a little office downtown might kind of have, is what it reminds you of. Not something that Henry would have. It is dark and the lights are out.
Ladies, if you don't mind showing me the way.
Certainly. And they lead you in. It's not locked. They open the front door. When they walk in, the lights come on. Probably a motion sensor or something. There's a rather small reception area and a desk where a receptionist would be, but there's not one there now. Back through a door into a hallway. A few offices, but you notice at the end of the hall is a ornate door, wood. It looks old. It's got some cracks. It's probably thick too, definitely solid, carved. Can't really make out the patterns. Don't really know what it's a symbol of. Sort of circular, but there's a lot of other mishmash of carvings, and the wood has got a nice dark sort of stained patina to it, with an ancient ring handle.
And it's not a symbol that I recognize. It's not a symbol that I recognize?
No. Sorry, I shook my head. I should have.
Oh, sorry. I was off the camera. I was looking at my character sheet.
Right. No, it's not one that you recognize. It is similar. It looks like the ones of the powers that you have studied and know a little bit about, some of the, the overarching philosophies that rule the world. Similar to that, but not one that you know.
This isn't the same one that's
It is not.
been on other publications of the Stillwater and that sort of thing. Interesting. No. And this is not a Stillwater office that I have been to at any point, correct?
Correct.
Do the girls go into that door?
Yeah, they're leading that way. Are you following them?
Yes.
Yeah. One in front of you, and one is following. Grace is in front. She opens the door. It's a round, circular chamber, stone floor. The walls are lined in books. In the center of the floor is an old, not really a bed, more like a chaise lounge.
They always follow us, the chaise
They
lounge.
find us somehow.
Sorry.
Henry isn't disturbed by the symbol on the door, the odd placement of the door within this standard modern strip mall of a building, but he certainly is dismayed and a bit perturbed at a chaise lounge in the middle of the room.
Good.
Poor placement.
Keep it together. That's good enough for a keep it together for Henry. Maybe just the chaise lounge. It does look old, antique. There are some throw pillows on it, and I don't know what the fancy name for an Afghan is that is tossed over the back in some haphazard way. 13. So, choose one of those, and what do you do?
I would think that in this situation, Henry probably becomes distracted as he's trying to run through his own head the symbols and why here, and how has he not ever been to this place, being who he is, and having the attachments to the still water for as long as he's had the attachments, and what are the girls leading him into, and you know what I mean, and just he's this is not a chamber that he's familiar with. He's now curious about this new library and all of these new books, and I mean it's spinning him, and he's distracted with all of these internal questions.
The girls,
I don't think he shows it outwardly necessarily,
right,
but his mind is definitely reeling.
As you look around and take all this in and try to gather yourself, you do lose a stability, by the way. Oh no, did you say distracted?
I did say distracted.
You did. Okay, never mind. And you kind of just walk towards the center of the room where the lounge is and look at it. It's a deep red color with this gold fabric embroidered trim, kind of gaudy in your book, for sure.
How garish.
Exactly. And you realize the girls are sort of circling you. There's also a circle on the floor, inlaid into the stone. Just a circle, not a symbol. Grace says, "What were you wanting to do, Henry, now that we're here?" Heaven, "Yes, Henry, what were you wanting to do?"
Ladies, I must say that I'm not quite sure as to your intentions in this. I was under the impression that you were leading me to somewhere more important.
Grace, he needs to sleep. Yes, he does. You need to sleep, Henry, and dream. Learn the magic, Henry. Don't you want to help your friends?
Which friends?
Your new friends.
That's quite vague. I'm not getting into any sort of obligation without knowing who my new friends are. So, if you would like me to participate, I recommend that you allow me some time to understand and question who it is that are my new friends.
Oh, Henry. You think way too hard. These people that came to LA with you are for you. Yes, Henry, your friends from Los Angeles.
What an interesting term.
Here.
I didn't come here for them, ladies. I came here for myself. I came here to, as you said, take my place.
Exactly. You need to sleep, Henry. Your place is in the dream world. Make me Let's do another keep it together willpower. You
Like that. That's not what I want.
Henry, you are feeling as though they are trying to manipulate you.
Would you say that I'm in a tight spot, sir? I feel like I'm being backed into a corner. I feel as if
you feel like you're in a tight spot, then it's a tight spot. Man, we're in a tight spot.
Damn, we're in a tight spot. Then I'm gonna roll coolness instead.
Damn it.
You know it's a good roll when Curtis swears. I didn't have to look at it.
And I can never out magic Henry.
So
Yes.
what can I exploit in here to ensure that I'm not in immediate danger if I do go to sleep?
The only thing that you know that you could exploit is your control over your dreams, dream world, limbo, your ability to accomplish things that you...
Okay.
You don't know what their motives are, but you know that they are not the heaven and grace that you remember.
I had already guessed that, but okay.
It almost seems as though their image shifts just a smidge as you try to make your decision. And what are you going to do?
Henry sits. He undoes his tie. He looks at Grace and he looks at Heaven and he says, please remember what I did to that fucking vampire. Because I assure you I can do much worse to you. And he undoes his shoes and lays back as if to sleep.
Which you do instantly. And I apologize, Clutch and Liam, that we haven't gotten to you yet. You're first up, but let's go ahead and take our break because we're a little bit after 9. We'll probably go a little bit long since we started a little bit late. But as I get you all back together, I've had these little vignettes. So yeah, we're going to take a short break so that anybody who needs to can go refill their drink, go potty if you need to go potty. You can tell I'm a dad, right?
Egretito.
And wash your fucking hands, right? They need to do that too.
Yes.
So
wash your fucking hands.
this is a good time to do that, and we will be right back.
And humble OGs today.
Nice.
So
I got Girl Scout cookies.
Oh, they're all
Girl
messed
Scout
up. Hang
cookies
on.
is good.
I'm upset.
Those got flipped.
I'm
Hang on.
You're
It's
like
like-
3 hours away from the
Sour
You all got
diesel
the
tastes
Rona.
weird in my mouth.
We are back.
That-
As I
this is a
fix
hotbed
these
for the Rona.
cameras, for some reason now they're all wonky in shape and size. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Long Strange Trip. Sometimes our break becomes a long, strange trip,
Mhm.
but that's okay. That's why I like these guys. And we didn't get to them in the first half. I probably should have told them just to come get on at break time. And that is Clutch and Liam, who were fleeing, if I remember correctly. Clutch in the back of the car. Liam, you had done your streetwise, if I remember correctly, or something, but had got yourself set up for a rendezvous with support and medical care for Clutch. Where is that rendezvous point?
It's in a warehouse that I own where we keep a lot of our illicit goods, but it also has a clean room set up for various reasons.
Like gunshot wounds to the head.
And cleaning and preparing drugs because, you know.
Oh, nice.
And you were driving, right?
Yep.
Poorly.
Did I already make you?
No, I could be fine.
Did I
could
have
be
you
a
roll and
fine
act under
driver.
pressure when I had you drive before?
I think so. Just in order
That's
to like
probably a
get
smart
away at the start, and then
Right.
after we got away a little bit, I rolled streetwise.
Nice. You arrive at your location. Danny is there, and he has a doctor. He will help you get Clutch in. Hasn't been able to get a hold of any men yet. But the doc's all set up. Has got the sterile pads and papers and equipment and stuff set up, ready to go in your clean room. And while the doctor goes to work, what do you do?
Right, Danny, where the fuck is everyone else?
I haven't been able to reach anybody all night.
And why the fuck is that?
Nobody's answering their phones. I can't get through to no one.
Well, half me fucking guard was killed last night, and who that?
Well, that's probably got something to do with it then.
Christ, what the fuck is even happening right now? Right, well, keep an eye on the cameras out front. Hopefully they weren't following us, but it's entirely possible. I'll keep trying to get a hold of, well, the rest. Anybody I can.
Danny says, okay. And he actually grabs his phone and starts to dial numbers as if he's going to try again. You hear vehicles pull up outside.
I look at the monitors to see if I recognize the vehicles.
It's two SUVs. Four men in suits get out. One of them is a tall, lanky one. One of them looks like Father Gerard.
Ah, fucking shite.
And a couple goons. Extra.
Wheel. I grab a large assault rifle out of the armory closet, make sure it's loaded, and prep that bad boy.
There's a pounding on the front door, or on the door to... I'm assuming, in my head, I see you pull into the building through a garage type door, and there's probably a walk-through door close to that area.
Right.
And I'm giving you the benefit of the doubt that you locked it, or it was locked when you came in, and so you hear them pounding on the door. Cop knocking.
Double steel, reinforced. Like, this is a well-protected warehouse. Danny, grab your gun. Don't open that fucking door.
He gets his gun and stands at the ready. Then you can hear what sounds like some sort of metallic banging, perhaps a pry bar of some sort that they've gone to work on your door.
I hit the button on the intercom. I'm sorry, we're closed for business at this hour. Can't help ya. Might as well fuck off, please.
Father Weston looks at the camera and then just returns as the men are working on the door with the bar.
Wait, Donnie, grab a couple of claymores from the armory.
He does.
You know where to put them.
I'm kind of curious because I was actually in the army and know how to work a claymore. I'm kind of curious as to how you plan on using a claymore.
Front towards enemy.
Right, that's true.
Nailed it so far.
Yeah. How big is this part of the building you're in? This garage area that you're in? Warehouse?
I'd say that the roll-up door is large enough for a semi-truck, but the actual garage portion is not the bulk of the warehouse, obviously. It's going to be mostly storage. The relatively large clean room, some offices, but it's just a single bay garage because we never need more than one semi at a single time.
Gotcha. He brings two. He only sets up one. They continue to work on it. Clutch, you don't see this, but for the fans at home, you took a bullet in the head, and it actually took a chunk out of your skull on the back corner, like the bullet grooved your skull. Just enough to like take skull away, but it didn't like break or fracture out, but it did go down that it exposed a hole in your head.
Gross.
He's having some difficulties working on it. You, however, are having a much different experience. You are lying on a table, and you think that you're getting your head worked on. And you can look around and you see that there are lots of tables in this room. And there are bodies on each of them.
Are they moving?
No. They're all hooked up to machines. Was it you that had seen those machines in another? Yeah, it's the same.
Oh, shit. Am I restrained to the table?
You are not restrained, but you can't move. You try to turn your head. You can just kind of barely. You can look out the corner of your eyes and, see enough to know from what you had seen the first time. But this time you feel as though something else has gotten a little stronger hold of you. Keep it together.
Damn it.
There's so many I could choose from for you when you're in a bad situation.
I know, it's not fair. Oh, not bad. Not bad.
Choose a disposition and tell me how you feel, what you'd do, what you want to do?
This is hard. So I think she would be distracted because she's already been in this mindset for quite a while that they're already dead. So this is just another part of purgatory and another part of hell in her brain. So she's looking around, she's trying to figure out what's real, what's not real, and she's just kind of thinking everything through at 1,000 miles per hour. So it's like she can't focus on one thing in the room. You know, she's straining to look at other people, and then she's looking at the machines, and then she's trying to look to the other side and trying to see if there's somebody in here. She's trying to listen to see if anybody's breathing, if there's heart monitor machines, and it's just going and going and going and going and going.
Roll to avoid harm for me.
Oh, shit. 15.
Excellent. You can actually turn your head just a little bit through whatever force that was that seeming you had restrained, but as you were doing this, trying to figure this out, Benjamin is lying on a table next to you. Tubes running in and out of his neck with a blue fluid.
No.
Oh, shit. Oh, shit. She's trying like hell to get up. She's like trying to scream Ben's name. It's coming out hoarse. She doesn't even think she's making noise, to be honest. She's just trying to get up and out, and it's getting frantic. And she's just clawing and trying to move as much as possible.
Am I awake?
Not yet.
Okay.
Maybe if she gets loud.
Louder.
Which I assume she was going to do. But you're making this decision. In Liam's world, you actually hear Clutch screaming as if the doc was doing whatever he's doing. Like on a Civil War battlefield or something. You can't, it's like, the first thing that comes to your mind is, what the fuck is going on in there? Right? Because it was quiet. As soon as you hear Clutch start screaming in agony, the pounding from the pry bar stops, and you see that they have gotten a, what looks to be some sort of battery-powered cutting tool that now they have employed to start getting through this very well-reinforced door. And so you can see the sparks flying and hear them cutting on it. Danny's ready with the claymore. Clutch is screaming in the other room. What do you do?
Right, Danny, it won't be much longer. Watch that door. I'm going to go check on Clutch. I'll be right back. And I head back to the clean room.
When you open the door, you see Clutch's body on the table. And the doctor is not the doctor. The doctor is some creature. He is brown in color. He seems to have some sort of exoskeleton armor plating kind of stuff going on, but it is almost see-through. Weird brownish amber color. You can see organs underneath moving around. He has 2 arms and claws and has both of them stuck in Clutch's head. However, there's not really much left of Clutch. It's just a withered husk on this table. And as you step into the room, he turns and looks at you, surprised.
Ah, Christ, John, I actually liked you. And I unload on it.
All right. I want you to keep it together for me first.
Okay.
At the sight of this.
16.
Doesn't even give a shit.
He gives 0 shits.
You unload. Roll violence, please.
Don't fuck this up, Chris. Oh, good boy.
17.
Amazing.
So much better than a 9.
So much better than a 9.
than 9.
Yeah, you unload into this creature's chest, head, until your gun clicks. It stumbles forward just a bit and raises an arm and swipes it at you. And I want you to avoid harm, please.
That's less good. It's only a 13.
Oh, better than a 9.
Yeah, it is. You do avoid the worst of it, but you fall back through the door that was open behind you to avoid his strike, and you do. That's about the time the claymore goes off, which has it starts at this radius and then goes to about 50 to 100 feet wide of hundreds of thousands of pellets and explosives, and it's like shotgun on steroids.
It's not a thing
even
you
enough.
want to be. It's not a thing you want to be standing in front of.
No. And it is much worse than you thought. This claymore goes off. The door opens up. It's a big mass confusion as you fall backwards through the door and fall through the floor. And you fall through black. Benjamin clutches, screaming, and you wake up and you're on a table. There is a pain in your neck. You are not restrained. You feel very sleepy, like you've been on a real nice bender for a long time, but completely groggy, you know. What do you do?
I guess the first thing is I touch my neck where the pain is.
There are some guy walks out with some paper towels. Hey, what the fuck's going on in here? No. That was beautiful timing. You reach up to your neck and you feel 2 tubes with needles at the ends of them. Large. Like fucking scary large when you get your hand around them and realize the size of them. And you know that they are stuck into your neck. Roll me another keep it together.
Yeah.
Just because I'm in the mood to torture.
Love a good keep it together.
Yeah, you guys have been rolling good tonight, so I don't mind. See? Look at that.
Yeah.
Good job.
Clutch. Benjamin's awake.
She's just screaming bloody murder. Ben.
Get these out of my neck. Get these. Come here and get these out of my neck.
I can't move. I can't do anything. I'm stuck here and I don't know where we are and I don't know what's happening and I want out.
Okay, it's fine. We're gonna get out. And he just like takes it and he like tries to just yank it out of his neck. He's got adrenaline. He wants to help his friend.
Roll endure injury
Okay.
with a 2 harm, -2 harm. That does sound safe.
Oh no.
Yeah. Yes. A 0.
That's not right.
Yes.
That's a 6 and a 5. -1. Wait a minute. What is your fortitude? Is that a -1?
I don't know. Let's look.
I'm just checking the roll. She rolled a 6 and a 5.
My fortitude is a -1, indeed.
Oh,
So
shit.
that's 11, takes it to a 10, and then the -2 takes you down to an 8.
Okay.
Uh-oh.
Still not great.
That's not better than a 9.
Uh-oh.
No. It is better than a 0, though.
It's not, no. And with a 9, luckily, you get to choose what happens on Endure Injury. You can either pass out from the pain,
Mhm.
you can yank them out and receive a critical wound in your neck that will require attention at some point, or you will die from it.
Good God.
Or you can die
Aw.
and just bleed out right here.
Wow, that's those are shit-ass options.
I know, but you get to choose.
Oh, great. So much fun. I'll take the critical wound.
Oh, we got a badass up in
Yeah.
here.
Benjamin yanks the needles out, and you see blood squirt out of his neck, and he just reaches up and slaps his hand over his neck, and you can kind of see it trickling down, but he's holding it there. And I'm going to let you guys think on your entire situation. Let's go back to Monet real quick. What was the last thing you said to this guy? Or did? Sorry, I'm having a brain fog at the
I
moment.
murdered him. I lunged at him with a kitchen knife and
Yes.
stabbed it straight
Oh,
into
and
the
fell
teeth
through. Yeah, you fell
and
through.
fell into a black hole.
Good, super. I was hoping that's where I wanted you to go. I just didn't know.
Awesome.
I'd forgotten that we had already gotten there. Very good. You are in the same fucking situation as those guys. With the commotion between Benjamin and Clutch, you awaken on a table. Exact same situation. Clutch, there are probably 40 or 50 people on tables in this dark, very cold room. You see a ladder on one wall that leads up to what looks like a submarine hatch, sort of this small oval-shaped hatch with a spinny in the middle of it. I know, that's a technical term, spinny. And tables and bodies and machines and blue liquid. You see Liam on the table, and you see Monet on the table, as well as the Bleeding Benjamin.
Can I move?
Hashtag Bleeding Benjamin.
Hashtag bleeding. Not breaking Benjamin, bleeding Benjamin. Can I move? Am I still weirdly stuck? If I scream louder, does it get unstuck?
You give me an act under pressure. Let's just see.
Okay.
Would you consider this to be a supernatural effect?
Not 13.
This is not a supernatural effect.
Damn it.
Where you were before was a supernatural effect.
Okay.
At 13, you do get up.
Okay.
And I will say that the complication is that you got up and you see that there are lots of bodies, and you see that your other friends are lying on tables with tubes, and you see Benjamin is in front of you and has just ripped these things. They're barbed, by the way, these needles. And as you yanked it out of the neck, it tore a big hole. And while I'm not going to say it's bad enough to cause her to bleed out in movie time, if attention's not dealt with it, you know.
Yeah, I awaken wide-eyed with a bit of a gasp, and I look around at me and feel the tubes immediately and kind of catch Ben out of the corner of my eye, just yanking him out of the neck, and think, I'm not going to do that.
Is the machine on wheels? Can I move it with me?
No.
No, I can't move it with me. I'm pretty much tied.
No, but there's enough of the tubing that you can get to the next table without it pulling out.
Okay.
There's a few feet of tubing.
Am I wearing normal clothes? Am I wearing
No, you're naked. Everyone's naked.
Are we naked? Oh, bro, we naked. Okay.
A whole extra level.
Oh God.
Ben's
Clutch
gonna
is-
definitely die from blood loss as soon as he sees Monet.
I mean,
Oh,
Clutch is on her
God.
feet, and she's looking around, and she's staring at Ben, and then she's racing over to like put a hand over his to help stop the bleeding, and then she sees Liam, and she starts screaming at him, and then she sees Monet, and she starts screaming at her, and then she just goes, "What the fuck is going on?" She's panicking, just like smooshing poor Ben's neck with her hands, just being like, "Don't die, don't die, don't die."
Right.
Yeah, I'm stumbling out of the bed to get up as well and try to find a way, like, scrambling to find a way to get these out of my neck safely, like examining the machines I'm hooked up to. I don't think panicking is best right now, even though she says that with a slight panicky voice and she's shaking.
He's gonna. I mean, he could bleed out. I mean, this is bad. I mean, like,
Just
bleeding
keep
from the
pressure
neck.
on it.
Okay. And she's just like, look. And then she notices. She looks down. She looks at Ben. Her face turns red. She just shakes her head and closes her eyes and just keeps putting pressure on it.
I have no guff about being naked. This is my natural state of being.
Oh, yeah, she's not looking at you anymore. Period.
Henry.
Krista, you muted if you wanted to say something.
Oh, Ben, were you saying something? You're muted.
I was saying so many things.
Oh.
Oh no!
I had so many reactions during all of that. Dang it.
Catch us up, Ben. What are you doing?
I'm naked, and I wanted to know if they are they like clear plastic tubes?
They are, yes, you can see the blue liquid moving through them, but they're not completely translucent. They look like old, like aquarium kind of hosing. It's kind of old and big, and looks like something that they would have used maybe in like the 1920s. Or,
Yeah.
you know,
Is there anything like sharp around me?
the two
A
needles
needle.
that you yanked out of your neck.
Fantastic. Can I use that to like cut Monet's tubing?
What about mine?
Yes.
You're up and moving. You're choking
Don't
me.
have red hair.
I'm upset. I hopped off my table butt ass naked to save you, and all you care about is redheads.
You're just, everything is happening. Can I cut Clutch's tubing first?
No, it's fine. Go cut Monet's. You want to cut Monet's? You cut Monet's.
Stop it. I thought you got free. How did you get over here?
My tube's long enough for me to hop over here.
Okay, then chill.
Because-
Your tube's not long enough.
And because you're wounded and have to keep pressure on, go ahead and make me act under pressure roll
Oh, don't
to
fuck this
get
up.
everybody's tubes free with your cutting action. Now what that does is you still have tubes in your neck. The needles are there,
Yeah.
but they're not like
Just
spouts.
kicked me out. Hold on 1 second. Come on, roll 20. Get it together.
Is it acting up?
It did. It totally logged me out. There we
Oh,
go.
there you go.
14.
Uh-oh.
I'd say
Very
that's
good.
pretty good.
You are able to do that. You also see a table that has Morgan on it.
Is he moving?
No, he's out.
Oh no.
Henry, you guys think about that.
Okay.
What are you thinking about when you go to sleep?
As a practiced dreamer, I am probably going to fall into my normal. Essentially, I always try to show up in my library-esque room. I've essentially, in my mind, created a similar study to what I have in just about every home that I own. My occult library of some sort. So I would be shooting for that place.
And that's where you go. You're in your study. There's a door there. I don't know if you had a door before in this study, but there's one there now. A rather plain door, and you can hear Clutch yelling. It sounds like Clutch. About something. It's muffled. From the other side of it.
He stands and does it keep going?
Yeah, that sounds like there's some sort of commotion. You think you can hear Ben says something.
He'll go to the door.
The
As
handle
quietly as he can. Yeah, as quietly as he can.
You can hear them.
Tim.
They obviously don't sound to be paying any attention to anything from your direction. They're obviously having some sort of, seems to be a dire issue. The handle of the door is ordinary. It's ice cold.
He opens the door.
Everybody who was on a table. The room, the blue machines give off a certain eerie glow, but it's as if a door opens and a bright shining light floods in from this doorway, and it quickly closes behind him. And I'm pretty sure all of you know Star Wars, so the best way for me to describe what you see is a Force ghost of Henry. Henry, you see the same surroundings that they were in, but you know that you are not there. You are visiting them. I don't know if this is something that you've practiced before with other people, but you're doing it now. They seem to be having some commotion, and then, of course, the light of this doorway as you entered. And there's no door behind him. It was, a Pink Floyd door opened up. He walked through, and then it closed behind him.
Clutch is still yelling. I can see.
Wait,
I can see
is
blood.
she still yelling?
I'll
If
leave
we
that up
just-
to you.
If we just opened the door and we saw this ginormous light, I mean, she would have immediately stopped yelling and arguing. And she's just staring directly at you with her hands still clasped around Ben's bleeding neck. She doesn't say anything. She's just staring at you and blinking with ginormous, wide eyes.
Henry has traveled many, many places in dreams and participated in all sorts of odd and interesting happenings. But I don't know that he's ever been in this state necessarily. Can I like see through my hands kind of? Like, do I realize that I'm kind of ethereal?
Yes.
Can we see him?
Yes.
So you see him.
Yeah.
And then he would walk over across the room. I do not know how I found myself here.
What the fuck, man?
Wait, can you see him too? And she's like looking at Ben and then immediately like is scared to take her eyes off of Henry because she almost thinks that this is another mind game.
I see him. And I'm kind of like, I've stood up and started examining the machine. I still have a hand on it, but I've turned to look at Henry as he enters.
Are Morgan and I awake yet?
I know that they woke you up when you saw Morgan. Did you go do that too?
Yeah, I mean, if they cut my tubes, that's, yeah, I'll go check on him.
I mean, if anything, we've been screaming a whole bunch.
Henry attempts to put his hand on just a random person laying on the table. Can I touch them, or does my hand pass through them?
It passes through, but there is a slight resistance. It's almost kind of unpleasant.
Mm. Where are we?
You think we fucking know?
Okay, so we are unfamiliar with our location. Benjamin is
Gonna die if we don't get this
mortally
back.
wounded, it seems, yes.
Mm-hmm.
And he just like kind of looks at his hand, like drenched in blood, and then he puts it back. I don't feel good.
Henry's
Oy.
going to try to see if he can't manipulate what he, you know what I mean? When he's in the dream, he always has control, especially when it's his dream.
Yep. Roll plus soul. Let's use your dreamer ability to manipulate. It's a bit.
A 12 is better than a 9.
And what was it you were wanting to do?
I think that he's trying to change their location, as if to get them someplace that isn't obviously so dangerous. You know, within the dream, he's able to fly. He's able to teleport himself. He's able to, recreate spaces just by thinking of them. And so he's likely just trying to get them to some sort of safe place. Likely, I mean, it could be as simple as his apartment, you know, the apartment in Vegas.
Okay. That is where you all are. You still have the tubes in your neck, except for Benjamin. But you are all standing in Henry's apartment now. Henry looks more real, but you're not. It's an illusion. However, Henry, you have access to your stuff there.
Well, it seems that worked.
Wait, I'm sorry. I feel like I'm dead right now, and this is hell. I'm in hell. This is exactly what's happened.
Clutch,
this
please.
is my hell. That's great. Just what I wanted. Spend the rest of eternity with fucking Henry D. Green, my favorite dude in the world. Oh, great. Ben, I am so sorry. I guess my hell includes watching you bleed out from the neck.
This place is of my choosing, and Clutch, I guarantee you I do not want you to be here for eternity.
Well, I definitely would have preferred your purgatory, too. At least I have a TV there.
Shit.
I just was trying to get us to safety, and if I was able to do that, then that means wherever you were is likely not real either. But what is real is that Ben is in serious danger.
Am I gonna die?
Likely.
Then fucking do something about it, Henry D. Green. For once in your life, do some good, please.
Go
Henry,
pick up the phone and dial 911.
I'm a little tied up right now. And she like motions to the stupid machine that she can't get very far away from.
No, Benjamin cut you all free.
Oh, he got all of us?
we cut all our tubes.
Got those tubes.
Yes.
That was my last act
I mean,
before I turned delirious.
Clutch is a little hesitant to move, seeing as how she's the other hand on the wound that's helping him keep pressure.
It's all right, I'll get it. I, for one, thank you, Henry. I wasn't too keen on being there for very long. And Monet will go over buck-ass naked and pick up the phone and dial 911.
Though I wonder if any of us would have been in this situation in the first place if you'd helped us at the fucking forefront, Henry.
Ben is staring at Monet's ass and just like groaning, I'm gonna die. All of the blood is in my dick, I'm gonna die.
Clutch just like moves his head, like she takes a hand and like shoves it over.
Splurt.
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 You know how blood goes. Splurt, splurt.
If I go into my study, is the book there?
In which study?
Into my study in my apartment in Las Vegas.
Pretty good question. Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
It's a dream, but it's an exact replica. Monet. Go ahead. No,
go
that's
ahead.
all right. Oh. Oh, never mind. Now voice mod wants to start acting funky.
If I
911?
think real hard about it,
Yeah.
I want to try to stop Ben from bleeding.
Okay.
Would that be Dreamer?
I already kind of stretched the rules on Dreamer just to get you guys here.
Well, you could have just told me no.
I know, but I liked it, so I,
So we went with
play to find out, right? Give me a soul roll.
So I don't think anyone officially woke Morgan up, or
Somebody said they woke Morgan, right?
Yeah, I did.
Morgan's still
Okay.
back there on the table.
Yeah, Liam
No.
did.
Officially, I didn't remember.
Clutch has been screaming at all of them. That
Oh,
was kind
cool.
of the initial.
Yeah. Duke, while you're doing that, but no, there was actually something I wanted to do with Morgan because Morgan was out. He was not waking up. It took a little bit more effort. Because Morgan, you weren't there yet. In your Morgan / Jerry situation back in LA as a cop, you can hear your friends start screaming and you can't tell where it's coming from, and the more you look around and try to see it, the illusion around you starts to fall apart and crack. And as this happens, you are pulled from your seemingly safe spot in the world now into this situation. You know, you still have all the same knowledge that you had before, but you are not out on the street of LA with that information getting ready to go see Henry or whatever it was you were going to do. You wake up into this bit of confusion. Monet, the operator, answers 911. What's your emergency?
I've got a friend here who's a wee bit bloody. Wee bit as in quite a lot. We need help as soon as possible.
How bad is it? Where are they? How are they injured?
It's a might bit hard to explain. If I give you an address, can you just send an ambulance this way? I don't have the time.
Oh, certainly. An ambulance is on the way. I'll need you to stay on the line.
You didn't need an address.
It comes up from the phone.
Oh, I didn't know that was a part of caller ID.
How was the person?
All right, well, they're either on the way or it was something that a bit of attention we didn't need. I wasn't quite sure what it was, but ambulance called. I did it.
Well, I mean, I had called in Dr. John, and he turned out to be a fucking giant brown monster with see-through skin and fucking pulsating organs that was sucking the life out of Clutch. So, you know, that's probably what we've got on the way.
Whoa. Why did you call Dr. John? What happened? What do you...
The point is, Clutch, that you're alive. Whatever he did works. Whatever Monster John did works. So I don't think we need to worry about it. Benji, how are you, dear?
Is Monster John going to get my neck?
We can only hope.
Yes, and he will take very good care of you.
Oh no, that sounds.
It's a good thing.
He takes his hands from his neck. Does it look any better?
Clutch is like slapping a hand on it as fast as possible. She's like, "You fucking idiot! I swear to God, I'm going to murder you myself."
You look wonderful. Monet totally knows about Ben's thing for her, and she wants to be there for him in these dying times. So she'll come over with Clutch next to him as they figure it out.
Yeah, that's when you realize that everybody's naked, as your husband is naked, except Henry. Henry's not. Henry.
She's gonna kill me.
There are healing rituals that you have stumbled across in your occult library. And if you give me a roll plus soul to dabble in the occult, we can see if your healing goes off. And you can describe what that looks like to Benjamin.
So, was that the see through the illusion roll that you made me roll already, or do you want me to roll again?
No, I forgot that I made you roll that. 17. Yeah, you perform every step correctly and the ritual works as intended. So, have a ball.
He walks in, pulls a book down, starts flipping through it, scanning very quickly, flipping pages, scanning very quickly. Comes across one, moves the book to the corner, starts opening drawers, pulls out a couple of things. You see him throw some ingredients into a mortar and pestle and starts to grind them. He walks in the other room and grabs anything that has been soaked in Benjamin's blood and brings it back in and squeezes out some of the blood, mashes it into the poultice that he has been making. Grabs a match, lights the match, throws it onto the poultice, poof of smoke. He sticks his hand into the hot goo, whatever, this goo that he has made, and walks over and pushes Clutch's hand out of the way and swipes the poultice onto Benjamin's neck as he mutters half a dozen words under his breath.
Yeah, for sure. It's
Fuck.
gonna give him an infection.
Oh.
I apologize for the pain.
It's
I do not know
cakewalk.
that it will hold permanently.
What is it?
You are likely to still need attention, young Benjamin.
Oh, okay.
Rest. You are all obviously in need of clothing of some sort. I recommend that you retire to my bedroom and find something appropriate.
Do you have drapes, Henry?
Yes.
Oh, Clutch walks right over as you're saying that and rips a drape off and just like wraps it around herself and just stares at you.
I think Monet is fine just like that.
Benjamin, you are likely to get yourself injured again if you keep talking that way. I recommend you keep your eyes to yourself.
Thank you, Benji. You are a lovely man.
Disgusting little pervert.
Liam, do you want to go to the bedroom and find something to wear?
I suppose he'll have a leisure suit of some kind.
You always look nice in a suit.
Mm.
And she'll take a few steps forward and take his hand and start tugging him in the direction of the bedroom.
As Morgan wakes up, you hear, "Oh shit, who took my pants?"
Clutch like waddles over in her little drape like towel that she's made, and she like pats your head, like your forehead, because she's scared of touching anywhere else. And she's just like, "No one took your pants. I don't know what happened to your pants. We're in hell."
Henry turns to Morgan.
I was wondering.
Mr. Sasso, please know, you likely have power here. This is a dream. This is a dream of my creation.
Well, some crazy shit has happened to me, so I wouldn't doubt anything at this fucking point. So,
Wait, you dreamed me to have needles in my neck?
No, I did not dream. I did not dream wherever it was that you ended up. I was attempting something completely different and was sent to some place that I was not familiar with. This is all new experience for me, too. Liam and Clutch likely expect an apology from me, for which they will not get.
I'm still trying to figure out what the fuck happened. Last I knew, you were driving away in a goddamn car.
That is correct.
So why am I here? What the hell happened? There's a lot of span here that I'm not quite sure of.
Clutch, I do not know the answer to that question. Perhaps Liam can answer it for you.
She just spins around with her drapes. Just starts walking towards the bedroom. Liam, you motherfucker, get out here. I have questions for you, you fucking asshole. What the
His
fuck?
wife has questions for him first. You get back out there.
No, she's just yelling up the hallway. She's like about to trip and fall on the drapes. She's just trying to like hobble.
Morgan kind of like sits up and spins off the bed he was on, or table, fully blazingly naked, doesn't give two shits about it. Goes over to the Force Ghost and is like, "So you said I have powers. I just found out that I'm apparently two people in one person. I don't know what the hell that means."
You hear a muffled "Welcome to my world" from down the hallway.
But any advice would be fucking helpful at this point.
You say two people in one. I do not know what that means. Are you diagnosed as a multiple personality?
I feel like a normal doctor probably would diagnose me as that, but it's more, I keep having these very realistic flashbacks, if not reality, of me as someone who I thought was my brother. Jerry Sasso.
So delusions. Excellent. I'm not a medical or psychological doctor, sir, so I probably am not the one to give you advice. But do know this. 30-odd years ago, I was linked to you, whether you remember it or not. Mr. Stillwater, my former benefactor, put you in with this group of people in case I needed someone to connect to across long distances. You, sir, like me, are a dreamer. So regardless of your current imbalance, reach out with your mind if you feel you can. Try to manipulate where we are, what you're doing.
Morgan closes his eyes, gets really serious in the face, puts his hand on his head, kind of tilts it, and then everyone hears a little no, nothing. Is there a trick to it? Because I can't seem to figure it out.
You may need to sleep. But oddly, we are already in the dream. Perhaps you are not Morgan.
I've been called Jerry one too many times for it to not have crossed my mind that maybe I'm not Morgan.
Morgan, roll plus soul for me.
$17.
As you say those words to Henry, the dream flickers. That includes Henry and the others that are there. Just like you might imagine a TV flicker. And it starts to change. The flickers get more and more frequent until you realize that you are in a new room. It looks like a medical room, but much nicer than the one that you all came from. Much more modern.
Did I just do that?
There are those, Henry and all of those people are not with you. Though it's a white room, well lit, counters with medical shit scattered around. There are 5 tables in this room with people on each of them. Clipboards at their feet. As you walk over to look to see who they are, because they look familiar. As soon as you look at the first one, you know immediately. You get through the first 4 letters, SASH, and instant recognition of all 5 of these people. As the dream flickers, and you see Henry standing in front of you, looking at you like, what the fuck are you doing?
Did you just see that?
This isn't some game. This isn't some comic book. This isn't some... You can't just put your hand on your head and expect to magically make it happen. You are unpracticed.
there's a lot of things that I am and a lot of things that I'm not, and I can't tell you which is which right now.
Did Monet and Liam... Monet, did you have something you wanted to talk to Liam about?
I did, yeah.
Okay.
So while all that's going on, Monet tugs him into the bedroom and goes to rifle through the closet. But she makes a point of like shutting the door and kind of listening through it to gauge how she can hear their voices before she turns around to find some clothes and glances over at Liam. So what's the plan here? We're supposed to take Henry D. Green, right, the lawyer, up to the monarchy. That was the deal?
It's tough to say right now. You remember that fella with the fucked up face? Had the priest outfit? Had that... No, you were gone. So there was a fella in a priest outfit.
Oh, you got that much?
Real fucked up face, yeah.
Uh-huh.
He showed up when we were
Details.
in that hotel in one of those 1972 trips that we took. The one that didn't end the way that we remember it originally.
We know the one.
Right. He showed up at Henry's place when Clutch and I were there and said that he'd taken care of the monarch already. So I don't even fucking know if we still need to even take Henry there.
She picks out a nice shirt and tosses it over to him and then puts one on, like a button up, and looks at him a little befuddled. We thought that was the plan, though. I thought we turn him in and we don't... So now are you working with him?
For the first time, I think, in a long time, I'm not entirely sure.
All right, well, you just tell me whether I need to take him out or not. For now, I suppose I'll hold on.
Well, I suppose I hold a bit of a grudge at the moment, because it seems like he saved Benjamin's life.
Clutch doesn't seem to be much of a fan either.
Yeah, they've got some history from what I gather.
All right, so I just need it plain and clear. We're not killing Henry.
He doesn't seem entirely corporeal at the moment anyway, so it doesn't seem particularly likely.
All right, that's all I needed to know. And she finds some... She, like, looks through the dresser and tries to find some pants and probably can't find any that really fit her, so she'll just, like, put on a pair of boxers, and that'll do. And she'll look through and find some pants that are close to Liam's size, if she can, and tosses them over. Anything else?
And here I was hoping we'd get an intimate moment. Suppose we should go rejoin the rest of them.
What do you mean we don't have to?
Is there a lock on that door?
Is there a lock on the door?
Of course there is.
They might not return
I love it.
very quickly.
And we see the door close and hear the faint little click. Or actually, we didn't hear the door close. The door already closed, but we zoom in on the doorknob to hear click of the lock being locked. And that's where we're going to end this session.
Nice.
For that. So, thank you, players, for coming and playing with me. It was nice. I had all of you this time, and we may even have Henry back next week, too. Is that a possibility? It's a possibility.
It is.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Bad for Duke, good for us. And we
Yes.
love having him, and we know he loves being here, so that's all good. Let's go around the table and get a quick reaction if you like. Plug anything you want to plug, say anything you want to say, and let's start with Benjamin.
Yes, hi, hello. My name is Krista, and I play Benjamin. You can find me on the Instagram at Krista the Barista. You can also find me on Twitter, but I don't know why you would want to, at Krista. Gosh, my life has been just a blur of work and more work and sleep. Today I'm particularly exhausted, but I'm glad I was here with all of you and your bright shining faces, and I love that. So here we are.
Awesome. We're glad that you were here too. It was a lot of fun. Let's go next
It's a
door.
good time.
Yeah, to Morgan.
Hi, hello.
Or Jerry. I don't know what it is now.
Who knows?
He
You'll
never-
find out next episode.
I have a name, but you never looked at your ID, so
Oh, really?
I thought maybe he'll pull out his wallet and look just to see. But there I gave it away for next time. So
All right.
yeah. Anyway, sorry to.
You're actually
Go ahead.
Tom.
We fucking gutted you like 6
You're Tom the whole
episodes
You've
ago.
been Tom the whole time.
Oh my god.
In fact, you engaged in the gutting of yourself.
Great episode as usual. You can find me on the social medias at Austin Van B or Austin Van B1 on the Twitter. Hope you liked the episode as much as we did. Join the Discord.
Yes, join the Discord. Thank you so much, Austin. Glad that you are with us. And let's just continue around the table. That will drop us down to Monet.
Well, hello. I'm Jaylee. Yeah, I love this game. It's a lot of fun. It's really nice to see everybody's faces. And while I am sad to let go of this crew of 70s people, I am very excited for other upcoming shows too, which include another Cult show. And if you liked Cult, check out The Experiment. That's super cool. Me and Duke also got a little guest slot in that. Curtis is a very
Today's
important
episode.
character in that. Yeah. That one's intense. That's a really good one. So we do a lot of fun stuff with Helm Gas that I'm really excited about, and I also am DMing a podcast. I'm a very new DM, so it's a little tough at times, but it's for Dungeon World, which is basically a simplified version of D&D and allows for a lot more like fast pace movement and a lot of role play, and I have several of the people in this very show involved in that podcast with me. Who, you ask? I don't know. You'll just have to listen or follow our Twitter at PCs in a Pod, because it's called 4 PCs in a Podcast, and it doesn't even have anything to do with peas. I just needed a cool name. Anyway, you can find me, Jaylee, on Instagram or Twitter at Jahoy_matey. Follow our Discord where you can find me there as well, as long as all of these people. Izzy would gut me if I didn't say that. And throw a few bucks into our Patreon for a chance to be a named NPC in that very podcast I mentioned earlier. What was the podcast you mentioned earlier, Jaylee? For those who just got here, it's PCs in a Podcast. Yay! And that's all I gotta say. Wash your hands.
Awesome. Oh, I love it, man. How
I'm
can we
really
follow up?
plugging that.
Really
It's almost here.
did good, outstanding.
And you don't work at the coffee shop anymore? Is that right?
No, I still drink copious amounts of coffee.
Okay, just checking.
Right. Henry.
Hello. Firstly, you spelled out the first 4 letters of my sweet edgelord boy's name. He's laying on a table, and Jerry just found him.
Yeah.
Even though we killed Jerry, that's a lot to take in. If you don't know what I'm talking about, go back and watch the Manhattan episodes. That was our first Cult stream. We are all still madly in love and pining for those characters at times. I'm Duke. You can check me on Twitter at Invisible Duke. I'm the creative director here at TTRP Theater. I am excited to be back. This is 2 weeks in a row. It's the first 2 weeks in a long time. I love playing this game with you guys. I'm so excited to be here for the last few episodes of this campaign itself. You're fucking freaking me out, Curtis. And yeah, remember, now and always, Black Lives Matter.
I'm glad I'm freaking you out. Just tuning my game. Speaking of freaking out, I like to freak out Clutch. How are you, Clutch? You freaked out? I was easy on you tonight, I think.
You were very easy on me tonight. I didn't get a chance to ask about the blonde lady from last time or why she told me I need to find a chick named Blythe. Which is a little upsetting, but also there was a lot that happened. And we're still a little unsure as to, well, Clutch is anyways, as to what exactly is going on because she just lives in a constant state of what the fuck. But hopefully in the next 3 episodes we figure out what the fuck. You can follow me on the Instagrams at EricaInMore97. You can follow TTRP Theater at TTRP Theater on on Twitter as well. So you can drop in, say hi, give us a follow, and then you can also drop into our Discord. Come say hi. Some of us filter about, lots of memes are shared. And also you can talk to anybody you see on the screen here and most of everybody that you see in the chat. So hop on in to Fairyland today.
Lots of fun. Lots of people on our Discord who like to talk about tabletop role-playing games. So if you like to talk about tabletop role-playing games, we've got some very, a lot of years of experience of players on there and writers of games. And yeah, definitely. Thank you, Clutch, our social director. You did say that, right?
Oops. Yep, I'm also the social director.
Yeah.
You can find me on Discord and Twitter.
Very good. You'll always find her on Discord usually. And that leaves us with Mew Jackman. What did you do with Liam, Mew? Oh, all right.
Oh, he's still here, but I'm the one that's important right now.
Yeah, he just gave us a look. Like, oh, you're all still there?
So this of course is Mew Jackman. You can find him on Instagram at the greatest meowman. And then there's me. Hi, I'm Chris. You can find me on Twitter at ChrisStoneCipher. As everybody else has mentioned, you can find me in the Discord at that same name. I want you to make sure that you visit our website, TTRPtheater.com. Where
there's
you
no
can
ow
see,
in the middle.
There's not. No, there's not. Don't put that in. That'll take you to a different website that has questionable material.
That's where my porn is.
TTRPaltheater.com. Yeah, go check out TTRPtheater.com though, because we've got a whole bunch of backlog of all of our stuff. You can find out all kinds of really cool information about not just us, but everything that we do here and have done in all of the shows that we do. Speaking of which, you should definitely subscribe to our YouTube channel because it is free and also has all of our content available to you at the drop of a hat. So click on that subscribe button and hit the notification bell because we put new videos up quite frequently. So you'll want to be looking out for them. But if you hit the notification bell, you won't have to look out for them. You will just be told when they drop. It's really fancy like that. Like I said, follow me on Twitter at ChrisStoneCipher. And other than that, wash your fucking hands. Black lives fucking matter, you pieces of shit.
Yes. They do. And yeah, our YouTube, it is a veritable treasure chest of TTRP content. So go there and check that out. Do all of those things. And thank you. I'm Curtis. Old Curtis VO on the Twitter. You can find me there. I'm also on Discord. And you can usually find me there too. And thank you all for coming and playing. Thank you again out there for coming and watching. Thanks to our amazing friends at Helmgast for this wonderful game. For more information and free cult stuff to help get you started on your own cult game, you can go get all of that at cultdivinitylost.com. Thanks to Roll20 for hanging in there and being our virtual tabletop tonight. Appreciate that. Thanks to this fantastic team of talented people who helped me put all of this together. Subscribe on YouTube, TTRPtheater.com, all that good stuff. The Experiment episode 10 came out today, including our friends Duke and Jaylee. Absolute awesome episode. Go check that out. Another 11, which is the show goes back to Mitch and Craig. And if you haven't listened to their episodes, you need to, because they hit each other with hammers and stuff, and it's a lot of fun. Yes, it is a blast. So yeah, that one's next week. So you've got to it's gonna be a good one as well. So there's that. And keep coming back. We got lots of exciting stuff on the horizon. I can't get into all of that now, but I will tell you we have a big announcement coming next week. So be on the lookout for that. That's it. Be kind to each other, please. There's just simply not enough of it. I'm gonna say this just because I never thought I would. Here's my political plug for the day. Michael Cohen, Trump's lawyer, his book is coming out. They released the foreword. It's available on his website. You can Google it. I recommend you go read it. I'm kind of excited to see this book, and actually excited to see the reaction about it. It's interesting, to say the least. So that's it. On that note, be kind to each other. Please, please, please. There's just simply not enough of it, and certainly no good examples of it. And with a metaphorical bow, before I go on a rant, we say good night, sweet dreams, and we love you.
Good night, sweet
say it, say it.
dreams. We love
Sweet
you.
Dreams.
We love you.
We love you.
Wash your hands. Be
We
nice,
love
wash your hands.
you.
Be nice. Wash your hands.
Bye,
Black
everybody.
Lives Matter.
J'imagine